Awesome. Okay, we're going to get right to it tonight with an abbreviated marketing call, mostly focusing on your ideal customers so that you can feel really confident in the words and social media posts that you're going to make in the next month so that your ideal customer knows that you're sharing for them and that you have solutions for them. So I'm going to put in the chat a link to a Google Doc. It should automatically ask you to make a copy of it. Is that link working? Okay, good. And we are going to start with the ideal customer or coach section. So think about who it is that you want to serve. If who was a customer first before becoming a coach, then you are probably your ideal customer. I always use Jessica and Raquel as an example for somebody who might not be their own ideal customer. Jessica and Raquel have been in the health and fitness industry way before they were Beachbody coaches and have a lot of experience working with clients. And they didn't come to Beachbody for the customer experience. Now they realize like, oh my gosh, this is actually the best, everyone needs this, but they might have someone else in mind who wasn't them because they've been involved in health and fitness their whole life. So if you were like myself, a customer first, you're going to be thinking of you probably like 6 months to like 1 week before you started. So go ahead and type in think about your ideal customer's life stage. What is their day-to-day life like, and how would they describe it? If I were to describe my ideal customer, it would be busy, full-time teacher or employee, really dedicated to their career, always on the go, always feeling stressed. Do they live with family? What are their obligations that they're kind of juggling in their life, trying to balance? And when you talk about these things in your social media, whether it's in value posts or posts where you're making offers or just in your stories in everyday life, anytime you reference these things, it's like an automatic connection that someone makes. And so someone who's in that life stage is going to just pay attention more. Okay, let's go to the next section. And with all of these, just brain dump. It doesn't need to be pretty well-crafted answers. Just get thoughts out as fast as you can. How does your ideal customer want to feel? And I encourage you to avoid using the words not, like they want to feel not tired. Instead, or like they want to feel not rushed. The opposite of that would be calm. Mine are super basic: confident, comfortable moving around in their body, comfortable in their clothes, and have energy all day long. So those are like the 4 things that I kind of say on repeat whenever I'm talking about the solution that we have to offer. Okay, next one. What are some really specific things they feel on a regular basis that they don't like? For example, they feel like they need a nap every day at 2 p.m., or stressed about money the last 5 days of the month before payday. That would be like a coach example. Those are more like, the more specific that you can get, the more it's going to like stick to the reader and your ideal customer that you're speaking to. Saying like feeling like you need a nap at 2 p.m. every day is stickier than just saying you feel tired all the time. So write as many down as you can think of. If you just hopped on the call, I'm going to put the link in the chat again. Hey, stop that. No, ma'am.
Okay, I just love your dog mom voice though.
Well, Rosie's trying to eat her towel in her crate. She's trying to tell me I'm starving. I haven't fed her her second dinner yet. She's fine. Okay, next one. What happens to your ideal customer if that's a typo. It should say if you ever don't work together. That doesn't make sense. If you never work together and they don't solve these problems for good. So basically, like if they didn't have someone exactly like you connecting with them, building trust with them, and showing them that they can solve this problem in their life, then what happens to them? If you have done this many times with your ideal customer because you're always on the marketing calls each month, I encourage you to start digging deeper into the coach column. Because if you're ever feeling like, and this goes for customer or coach, if you're ever feeling like, I need to make a post, I want to make a post, I want to invite in my stories, but I don't know what to say, you can always come back to this because you're putting the words out there right now. All right, next one. What areas in their life do they lack belief in themselves? Like, what would they say? Like, I don't know if I can do that. And it could be something really broad, like, don't feel like they could ever be happy every day. Or it could be something really specific, like, don't think they can ever stick to a nutrition plan. Anything you can think of. Does anyone have some examples of this that they want to share? For my ideal customer, um, lack belief in their ability to lose weight and actually enjoy the process of it, lose weight and keep it off for good. Some coach ones I never thought, or my ideal coach, or this is me, never thought I could get out of debt or be in control of my time and my schedule. Kristen said, lack belief that they can stay consistent with workouts. Ooh, yes, that's so good. Um, and Jackie, always talk to mamas that say their family won't participate or not wanting to make additional meals for themselves. Like their family wouldn't be able to get on board. Too old to start, Elizabeth said, that they're too old to start, too set in their ways. And you have been doing such a good job of showing that that's not true. Okay, let's go to the next one. What things could they see in you as an inspiration? And it might be the opposite of some of the things that you wrote down. What do they see in you that could make them think, oh, maybe I could do that too? Brooke said, spinning many plates but keeping health in check. It seems for many to fall on the bottom of the priority list. Yes. And so these things that you're writing down here are things that you will want to share about. Like I'll give Brooke as an example. She has an additional side business too, and she just shares little clips in her stories. And she's a mom and she's a band director. And so she shows a little bit of, just like a little bit of mom life, a little bit of band director life, and her other job that she has, her other business that she has too, and that she's also doing her workouts and prepping her meals and eating healthy. And it makes you think, and I know this works because she's helped a lot of people. It makes people think, okay, if you can do this, if you're spinning all of these plates, then maybe I can do it too. Christina said, seeing that I include the kids if needed because I commit to working out for my happy mood. Yes. And you do a beautiful job of showing that, Christina. All right. Next section, transformation statements. So these are statements that you're going to use in your content when you are inviting to groups and or the business opportunity. So for example, this would be like in your calls to action or right before your calls to action, join my group so you can go from feeling stressed and anxious every morning to calm and confident when you walk into school. So you're basically going to take things, that left column, so that you can go from, take some things from that list of things you wrote, the things that they feel regularly that they don't like in their life, to how they want to feel. I'll give you a couple of examples that I have for my customer. So you can go from not wanting to go out and be seen to feeling confident about putting yourself out there. So that you can go from feeling hangry, bloated, unsure how unsure of how to eat to feel your best, to knowing how to eat to stabilize your blood sugar, reduce bloating, and increase your energy. Here's some coach examples. Um, I actually was thinking about Kristen McNair when I wrote this one. So you can go from feeling bored at home to feeling excited to go home after work and build a purposeful business. Or so that you can, yeah, build a purposeful business to have something of your own. Or so you can go from living paycheck to paycheck to having breathing room in your budget to enjoy nights out guilt free or upgrade your lifestyle. So you can go from absorbing negative energy from your coworkers to being virtually surrounded by men and women invested in personal growth and a positive attitude. Okay, we have like 1 more minute on this section. Does anyone want to unmute themselves and share one or two of their statements?
I put one in the chat and I stole it from Autumn because she shared it today, Autumn Calabrese. And I think it's so empowering because I said from saying one day to saying day one. And I think that's incredibly empowering because for me personally, I don't know how many times I would see transformation photos of people and think, oh, one day that'll be me, one day, one day. And it's like, well, why can't it be today? Let today be day one instead of one day. Just flip your mind, you know? So.
That's so good. I love that. Anyone else? All right, we'll go ahead and go to the next section. Why haven't they joined you yet? These are legitimate concerns that you'll help them overcome, whether you help them overcome it once they join you, or maybe it's something that you need to help them overcome before they're ready to buy from you. Like for an example, I used to think this, like, well, I just love food too much and I think that I'll have to give it up, but I'm just not ready to give up food I love yet. So that would be an example of something that I would need to overcome. I actually probably overcame that during the challenge group, my first challenge group that I joined, but could have overcome it before just by reading anyone's content. And you sharing if that's something that you relate to. I regularly share about how I still enjoy things, or you don't have to give it up. Kristen said I had to watch a while to make sure my coach was going to stick with it before I tried, and she waited for over a year. I wasn't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Raquel said I didn't think 30-minute home workouts would actually get me better results than hours in the gym. Some coach examples that I have are unsure of time, because I was working 60 to 70 hours a week and I didn't know if it was something I really could fit in, what the time commitment looked like. And another one is, will this work for me? And why would anyone join me? All right. Next section. What makes you unique? This may or may not have anything to do with Beachbody. And if it doesn't have anything to do with Beachbody, even better. What do you love to talk about with friends? When you get together with your friends, what do you talk about? Kristen said reading books and beer. I talk about band, leadership related things, personal growth, Bravo TV, TV shows. And if I'm with Raquel, you betcha we're talking about bougie beauty stuff. And dogs, yes, dogs too. Kristen, cause same. And maybe in this next section, you're thinking like, I don't know. Then these next couple questions are just kind of food for thought and something to be really aware about. And maybe you ask your friends. I ask Jackie and Haley and Raquel often, like just basic things like, hey, what makes me special? Because I need to know this for my business. Christina Joyce said food, restaurants, Disney, vacations, the kids. All right. So next one, what do people come to you for advice about? And it may be some of the things that you just listed. What topics are you really passionate about right now? Brooke said, lately people are coming to me about how to find motivation in meal prepping. That's awesome. Yeah, and some of these, like mine is a combination of some Beachbody related things, like healthy food, best workouts to do on your, around your menstrual cycle, and then other things that aren't related to Beachbody, like endometriosis or clothes or eyebrows. Angela said, people come to me for quick, easy meals, easy food prep, creating a habit, managing all the kids' activities. Ooh, I love that. Kids having responsibility at home and getting fired up. Angela, I would love to see more about managing all your kids' activities and like what your kids do at home. That is gonna other moms who are in your life stage or slightly behind because their kids are younger, like that is so much value you have to share with them. That has nothing to do with Beachbody. I want to see what the teenagers have to do. Yeah. Okay. What are you a pro at? And then how would you describe your current life stage? So if you've ever heard of the term niche or niche, your niche, it's like if you were trying to grow like your Instagram and expand your cold market, like people who don't already know you, they're not going to come to you because you're a Beachbody coach. That's usually going to be like they're going to connect with you in a different way first, and it's probably going to be over one of these topics that you're really passionate about, that people come to you advice about or asking for advice, and that you enjoy and it feels easy to talk about. I'll give Laura Simon, use her as an example. She recently decided to go alcohol free. She's really passionate about it, loves it, and it's like content for days for her because it's so easy to talk about, and she's connecting with so many new people on that. One of mine is body kindness and thinking kinder thoughts about yourself, or women's health, living with chronic illness. Okay, I gotta move on. Okay, so then this next one, your core values, you can go and look at that later. And same thing with your ideal customer beliefs. We dig a little bit deeper into that on the marketing calls, but we just don't have the time for that tonight. So let's go down, excuse me, to the very, it might be the last or the second to last page that says types of posts. So there are 2 types of posts that you want to be making regularly. The first one is value posts, and these could be posts or reels that bring value to other people's lives. This could be tips for that your ideal customer needs that has to do with, Beachbody or what you're a pro at when it comes to your health and fitness journey, or things that make them laugh or smile. I need to share a funny story about, I meant to share it the other day, actually, a funny story about Ryan when I was in the hospital 3 years ago, and something that he did that's just going to make people laugh. It has nothing to do with Beachbody, but that's value. Posts that make them feel encouraged or empowered. Lauren Leclerc does some really great reels that always just like make me smile, and they're just pure encouragement. Posts or reels that are relatable to their life stage or experiences. Jackie is an elementary school teacher, and she used a reel that had a trending audio, which we highly recommend you use, so that more people see it. And it was like when you're a specials teacher and she's like a celebrity at her school, and she's like trying to talk to another teacher, and all the kids are trying to say hi to her. And she's like, hey, 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 hey. And then she can finally get back to the conversation. Like, that's just a relatable life stage when you're a teacher, that any teacher can be like, oh yeah, I love that. And these may or may not be related to health and fitness, but they are in alignment with your core values. And with these posts, you're going to expect nothing in return. They are purely to serve your ideal customer for free and to build trust and likability with you. And then and those are the most common posts. And then the other type of post that you want to be making regularly every single week is offers. These are the pain point solution type posts with transformation statements. And the intention is to help your ideal customers solve a problem in their life through joining your challenge group, joining your team, or buying a product. And just a reminder that when you're making an offer and you're selling, This is the ultimate form of service. Think about if you're on this call, if your coach never invited you to either become a coach or join a challenge group, never made the offer, you wouldn't be here, and your life wouldn't be changed. And your life would be up in that list we wrote, like what happens if your ideal customer never works with you? That will become the reality if you are not making offers regularly. So you can use transformation statements, share transformation stories from your customers with their permission or our team, exude your confidence and your ability to help them, and end with a call to action, which is clear instructions on the next step. Like send me a private message for details or to see if it would be a good fit. Like tell them exactly what they need to do in order for you to communicate with them how to join. And then the very last page or underneath that, here's a super simple plan, especially if you are new or you're just kind of inconsistent with posting on social media. You want to basically have, 20% of your posts on social media be an offer. And then 80% be just value. So an example post that you can make today is something that on a what makes you unique topic. Like how to plan a Disney trip. Value number 2 is a customer belief from that belief list that we kind of skipped over today. The third one, what makes you special, and then another customer belief. That won't make, if you've never done the customer belief before, that might not make a lot of sense, but you can just use that post from that value list right above it. And then an offer, your transformation statement. And you could kind of just rotate in that. So there's an example, you could make a post today that's funny, relatable teacher reel that has something to do with Beachbody. And then tomorrow, post a workout pic with 5 things that a morning workout improves the rest of your day, gives you patience for when your kid refuses to put their shoes on, energy from your 2 p.m. class, using that specificity that we talked about. The third one, a recipe. Fourth one, started week 5 of my workout program, having a plan to follow and friends to check in with has kept me on track, and that's just like a post-workout selfie with that. And then day 5, a transformation statement. Elaborate on who it is that you want to help, what you want to help them with. And then my next group is starting next week. Drop a heart for info or send me a message. And then right underneath that is also the new coach social media guide that you can also use. There's a 21-day posting loop that's on there as well. So hopefully this gives you just resources. If you're someone who's like, I just need some type of guideline and some type of plan, those are 2 really great options for you. And then I hope this helped with your ideal, just like getting down on paper, but typing who your ideal customer is so that you have words and sentences to draw from every day, whether it be in your stories and in your posts. Okay, any questions before we end? It was like lightning fast. I will post the link to this for anyone who missed it in the page, the event page. Also, Job 1 launches on Thursday. For me personally, my bod renews actually next week, so it's really great timing. But if your bod renews within the next 30 days, or even in the last 30 days, you can go in and cancel your Beachbody on demand. And what I always do, and this will save you money, is I will buy a challenge pack with Job 1 that includes Beachbody on demand. And I'm also going to add on my year of body. I have just been doing monthly body, but I'll do my year of body with that, and that will save some money. So something for you to think about if your bod is renewing in the next couple of weeks. All right. And tomorrow is the last day of the month. So good luck to anyone. Oh, if you have not locked in Success Club yet, use these transformation statements because they work. All right, thanks for being here tonight, and we will see you later. Bye.